Hey, everybody, welcome to the Student Success interviews. So I have Ramel here, also known as Mogul Lifestyle, on across all social media platforms. So Ramel, man, I know you're a very busy man. You're a very busy businessman, and I
Yeah,
don't want to take up too much of your time, man. But I want to share your success with everybody who's interested in getting into membership EDU and also starting their membership community and stuff.
yeah,
But first thing first, before we go over your success, man, how did you
yeah.
hear about me? Like before you got into the program, like I know you been seeing my brand online for a long time. Like, what was the first time you ever heard about me?
Yeah. First time I seen you was on social media. You was famous for being on the Shade Room, right? The rags to riches post where you showed like you was like broke, busted, and disgusted, and then you made
Yeah,
millions of dollars, right? So I
yeah,
started seeing you online, and
yeah.
to be completely honest with you, I thought it was like a scam. I thought it was a fake because I was still new to this. This was years ago where I really didn't know.
So you thought internet marketing was scam?
Yes, yes. So like to see, I'm like, this can't be true, right? So this was years ago. I wish I would have tapped in with you back then when I first saw, because that was probably like 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Yeah,
Versus now we win it now, but if we would have tapped in back then, I would be 10 times it's even more powerful.
yeah,
So
man.
yeah, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
how I.
man. Heck yeah, man. So, man, also, man, Ramel. So, first thing first, we like to do, man, is first thing we want to show people like this stuff
Yeah,
can work for them too, because a lot of people are trying to become entrepreneurs and they're trying to find the right roadmap. And we love to show results
yeah,
because that's the name of the game. So, what I want you to do, man, Ramel, is just share your screen with these people and kind of show them like revenue you have generated in the last 4 weeks. You've been
oh,
working with us now for like 4 weeks and so,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I'm going to share your screen. At the bottom, you're going to see it says like present. And I know you're using Stripe and a few payment processors
yeah.
and stuff. I want you to share your screen. Just show them like some results and stuff that you have been able to get joining the program and your subscription, and also including your high ticket you've been selling on the back end too as well.
Got you. So
You should see it.
they just shut my Stripe down, which is crazy. So I'm working on
It's
getting
okay, man. It's okay. We'll just
log in. I can still log in and show what we got
yeah.
going on.
You gotta get a different payment processor.
I'm working on it. I'm working with the people that you
Yeah,
connect
he's
with.
gonna hook you up, bro. He's gonna hook you up. You
Yeah,
gotta get yeah, he's gonna hook you up so now
yeah.
you don't have to get that issue.
All right, best. So I go to share screen. All right, cool. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I see your screen. So Stripe sets you
Cool.
down. Yeah. This is
Yes,
the thing about
right.
Stripe, man. It's like you can't like I always tell entrepreneurs, like you can't be using Stripe, man, because Stripe will shut you down faster than you could think. But yeah, man, show us results that you've been getting. So like let's look in the last 4 weeks. Let's say in the last 4 weeks you have generated, just show us like your low ticket, your high ticket, and all that combined.
Got you, bro. So actually, I tapped in with you in like March. It was like the first or second week in March.
Yeah.
So let me see if I could actually get that. How could I get the last? How could I get March?
So you click right there where it says April. April, yep. Then
Yep.
you
So
go back
3,
to this
01
day.
to today. All right, cool. And then I do what? All right, cool. Yeah. So that was from March to May. So that the last 2 months, this is what we did right here. 100
And that's just you. And you guys did $161,000 just in like the last few weeks you guys been working with us.
Yeah.
And that's not including like wires and
That's
any
not
of those, like all of that people have been wiring you guys, high ticket programs, and all of that.
And this is also not included. So I go to the membership community. So we only launched the membership for about like maybe a little over 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So,
Let's see the membership. How many people you got? How many revenue have you guys generated for the membership now too?
I'll show you right now, man. So I go in here.
Yeah.
So I actually did a cool partnership, bro. What I did was building this community. I had one of my mentees actually like run the community, like from a day-to-day operation, and then I'm more on the marketing side.
Nice.
So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
This is what we're bringing in right now.
Nice. So you guys are all right. Go ahead.
So this is what I'm bringing in right now: $24,235 monthly reoccurring in the last 6 weeks, plus the $161,000 that you just saw, and that's not even including wires and things like that. So,
awesome, man. That's amazing, man. How do you feel, man? Having that recurring coming in as well, and also have you done the challenge yet to the community yet or not yet?
I have not. I have not done a challenge. I did a 3-day boot camp, but I'm doing my 5-day challenge 2 weeks from now. So that's where I plan on getting, the big bag and help so many people out, during that 5-day challenge.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, man. I've seen guys do their 5-day challenge in their community, help a lot of people, and also make like 6 figures, high 6 figures. Some guys did 500K, 700K, a million in a day. Because when you start actually selling to your community, people who's already getting results from you, and then you do a challenge to them, it's like a no-brainer, man. So let's go back, man. Tell us, what do you offer, Ramel? Like, what is your product? Like, what do you offer to people?
So I teach how to buy self-storage facilities with no money down strategy. That's my main thing, how to buy small businesses with business credit cards. Self-storage is just one of the businesses that I specialize in buying and doing it creatively with business credit cards, right? But I have levels to it. So I have my community, which is what you've seen, the Mogul Elite Club community. That's the first level of joining, which is only $47 a month to join in, over 500 people in there. And then we take them along that journey depending on, what level they want to get to. So it's the community, and then from the community, we put you in our business funding coaching program, which is only $5,000, and we're strictly focused on getting you capital, right? Getting you access to $250,000, $100,000, $500,000, and once you do that, then you can invest in our high ticket, which is a $25,000 mentorship, where we actually buy cash flowing businesses like self-storage facilities, laundry mats. One of our mentees just bought a pack and ship business. Another one just bought a restaurant. So we want to take you along that journey. Ultimately, is you getting other people's money creatively and then go buying cash flowing businesses that already exist. So you don't got to reinvent the wheel. You're buying something that's already bringing in 5 and 6 figures a month cash flow right out the gate. That's what we do.
You see a lot of people, Ramel, I want to ask you, like, how did you get the confidence to just like get into this? Because a lot of people may feel discouraged. They're like, man, buying self-storage unit, they feel like, oh, it's only for like the rich folks. They're like, I have to be rich to do that, man. I can do that. And a lot of people, they're starting now. Some of them probably are working. They're just getting out of college, or they've been in college. They had this corporate job. They've been in the army, some of them, or they just had some professional job and they want to do something, but they don't really have the confidence. What was you doing before this? And how did you get the confidence to do this?
And that's a great question. So I was working at Pepsi as a sales rep, right? I had a regular job. I was making $55,000 a year, but part-time I was buying real estate, right? And my back was against the wall, right? So I was working at the 9-to-5 job, and then COVID happened and they was doing a lot of layoffs. And I'm like, yo, listen, I got to get out of here because I see my window closing in on me. So I quit my job in 2020, went full-time into real estate. And I had about 40 properties at that point because I've been in real estate part-time, even though I was working my day job. I was doing both at the same time.
Nice.
Well, I
so
say,
you said real estate though, like what type of real estate was you doing?
Single families and duplexes. I was doing residential real estate.
So you was like fixing and flipping, or like what was you like Airbnb? Like what was it?
I was fixing and flipping and then renting out rental properties. So I would fix them, flip them, and then I would just buy and hold and rent out, apartments from single families.
You made good money doing like the fixing and flipping?
I made decent money, but that's how I got into self-storage.
What was the most money you made doing that?
Oh man, I made 6 figures easy.
6 figures, okay.
6 figures a year.
So what made you want to switch from that to self-storage?
Because when the pandemic happened, I had a bunch of tenants that stopped paying their rent because they got laid off and things like that. And as a landlord, you can't evict anybody for monetary reasons. So if they didn't have the money to pay you, you was just stuck. And so I was paying the mortgage, the taxes, and I had to figure out another way to make money in real estate with no tenants, no trash, no toilets. And that's how I discovered self-storage. One of my tenants, I offer him what is called cash for keys. So I gave him $2,000. I said, I just need you to leave because I'm about to sell this property. And he asked me to put his items in a storage unit for 90 days. That was part of the agreement. And then I started looking for storage units. Everything was sold out. I'm like, I need to get on this side of the business. And I just shifted because I already had real estate education. So now I just shifted, got into self-storage, bought my first facility back in 2020, and then the rest was history.
When you first bought your first building, like how much did it cost? Like how much did it cost to buy your first storage unit?
$750,000 was the purchase price, but it's something called what we teach in our community is creative financing, right? So it's something called the SBA 7A loan, which is a small business loan. So all you got to do is come to the table with 10% down. So $750,000 storage facility, I only had to come to the table with $75,000, like a little over $75,000 with fees and things attached to it, but $75,000 down, and I used business credit cards as my down payment. So it really came to the table with no money out of my pocket. And
wow. So the how long does it take to get these 7A loans and stuff like that?
About 90 days.
90 days. So like you guys have like your CPA and all that in check for people when they want to get the 7A loan, like you guys can put all that together to help them get approved?
Oh yeah, we got the full resource library for them. So, we have SBA lenders, we have bookkeepers that help you keep all your documents in order. We have underwriters. So we have a full team of individuals that will help support you once you have a deal in the contract, and we're going to make sure we get you to the finish line so that you can close.
Wow. So that 7A loan, I'm interested in learning more about that.
Yeah.
So 7A loan, does that work for only just one industry, or like real estate, or it can work for like other industries?
It's any business, bro. That's why I love teachers, because most people don't know about it, but it's been out since 1953. So any small business that you want to buy, you can get an SBA 7A loan and put 10% down. So like even when you, like, I know you've been in online, right? So there's online businesses that you can also buy 10% down, right? Brick and mortar is 10% down. So
it has to be utilize a 7A loan. It has to be purchasing the actual business.
Correct.
So it's okay. So it's not like capital or things like that you want to do for different things. It has to be on purchase the actual business.
Yeah, you gotta purchase an actual business. So that's why self-storage qualifies, because it's not only real estate, it's a business as well. It's both combined. So that's why it qualifies for the SBA 7A loan.
Nice. So now with the 7A loan, because a lot of people be like, hey, I want to get into self-storage. So now with the 7A loan, right? I want to ask you a question. How do these guys get qualified for that? Like, do they have to have the proper business document? Like, do they have to have a certain amount of revenue in their business? Like, how do they get qualified?
So they get qualified based upon the business that they're purchasing, right? So if you buy that business, if that business is bringing in $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, that money is what's going to help qualify the loan. So you could be a new business owner with no income coming in, as long as you have to have 650 credit score. So that's important. And then you need to have a business plan. So what is your plan for this business? If you can show that I'm going to increase this income on this business from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, that's part of your plan, and everything checks out, you're good. So you don't need to have a bunch of money, as long as the business that you're buying is already financially stable and it shows growth. Yeah, that will get you through the door.
That's really genius, man, because that's what holds a lot of people back. They're like, hey, man, I don't have the capital to buy a $700,000 building. They're like, how am I going to have that? So they feel like they can't even get started. But you was creative. You was like, hey, I don't have the capital to buy the $700,000 building, but I'm going to figure out a way to go get that capital. And I'm glad that you're teaching that to people. So I want to ask you a few more questions, man, because when you were starting off doing internet marketing, you said, when you even saw me online, you was like, hey, is this guy a scam or whatever like that, until you started working with me. You was like, oh my God, this stuff is real. So I want to ask you a question. Like, did you have any type of roadblocks when you were starting out, like self-doubt in yourself? Because a lot of people who starting out right now, they're trying things, trying to make entrepreneurship work, investing in other mentorship, because you have invested in a lot of different mentorship. And you kept on investing in different mentorship. You even invested in our mentorship to come to our program, which you're crushing it. But like, what kept you going to know, like, hey, I can't stop. I got to keep growing. I got to keep learning.
Good question. So I did have a lot of doubt, right? So the first time I went live on Instagram, I shut it down. As soon as I saw the numbers go up, the red numbers, I shut it down, because I'm like, too many people watching me, right? So I had to overcome that. But this is why mentorship is important. When I joined mentorship and I'm seeing other people that look like me that's doing it, it's like, oh, sweat, this is a real thing, right? So you got to get out your comfort zone. And once you see people that's really doing it in real time, that helps. That's what helped me. Once I started to see people around me, like one of my guys was making $30,000 a month online marketing. I'm like, I know him. So it's not a fake. Right. And then continue like joining mentorships like yours, because I seen what you was doing online for a while, and then us working together and seeing your fulfillment and you following through your communication and everything that goes on the back end that people don't see. It's like, this is the real deal. So what I would share with anybody that's stuck, man, you gotta get out of your comfort zone, no matter how hard it is. Get in a room full of other people so that you can get motivated, you can get encouraged, right? And then the other piece is, but what's my other option, right? I don't want to be stuck at my 9-to-5 job, right? I don't want to be stuck in working, for somebody else. I have no other option but to go out there and do something for me and my family so I can create some freedom for myself.
Nice. So I know you have a kid. How many kids do you have?
Two boys. I did two. Yeah.
Were they your motivation to like really say, hey, I'm going to go all in on entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So, I quit my job in 2020. And I thought I was the man because I was cash flow, my real estate business was doing well, but then a pandemic happened and nobody expected it. So that really put a hold on my business. And then my first son was born in 2021. And that's another motivating factor on why I could not go back. Like I had to make this work, right? Yeah. I had to make the self-storage business work. And then I had to make online marketing work because that's another way of me growing my self-storage business. So to add this to how online marketing helps with brick and mortar businesses, right? So yeah. I've been able to bring the digital marketing space and apply it to self-storage where we run these facilities remote. So all the traditional facilities, they have people there working on a day-to-day basis, payroll. We do this remotely because we have certain digital marketing strategies that I've learned in doing education that I apply to self-storage, right? So, but yeah, my sons was definitely the motivating factor in me knowing that I don't want to look at them and tell them they can't do something, or we only could do what we want. We only could do what we can and not what we want. And that's not how we operate, not at all.
Yeah, man. Do you ever get distracted on like you utilize social media? I see a lot of people, they're posting on social media just to look good, but you're utilizing social media for lead generation. Like every post you post on social media, it's a lead. I'm trying to get more leads to go through my training, to buy on my program. What gave you that mentality? Just like, hey, every post I have to post, it's like leads. I want to get leads.
You know what's crazy, bro? I learned that from working at Pepsi at my 9-to-5 job, right? A lot of people, they think that, working at their 9-to-5 job, they miss out on certain principles. But at Pepsi, it was about sales and marketing, right? How do you get your product in front of people? When we got a new product, we got to make sure that every store has it so everybody got an opportunity to see it and buy it, right? So it's the same principles when I got into, entrepreneurship and online marketing. I need to be in everybody's household. I need everybody to see me. I need to be in everybody's phone because if I don't put myself in a position to win, nobody's going to know about my business. And it's two ways that your business is going to fail. I learned this from a mentor of mine. That's if people don't know you or if people forget about you. And if you allow those two things to happen, your business will fail. So everything I do on social media, even when I show family, right, I show personable things, it's still to generate leads because people buy from people who they know, like, and trust, right? So when they see me with my family and doing family activities, there's people that have purchased because they're like, oh, wow, I saw you take your son out at this time to this park, and I want to take my son to that same place. So what I want to share with anybody, listening in on this is you don't have to think that you should always be just direct selling. Your lifestyle and what you show is also selling as well. That's going to drive leads to your business. And as long as you got a call to action at the end of the day, you'll be good.
Yep. And then also, like, you really get people to really trust you more because they're like, oh my God, he has a family. Oh my God, he has this. Oh, that they can relate to you in so many different ways. And you can share those things. That's how you really build a good tribe. So I want to ask you, man, like, you've been promoting your brand. Like, how many followers do you currently have now on social media?
Over 500,000 across all my platforms, like 230,000 on Instagram. We just hit like 10,000 followers 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, like over 500,000 overall.
What was some of the best ways like that you did to really promote your brand to get it to this level?
Wow, man. I say this term, you got to do everything consistently, bro. Like it's not no one thing. It's really a combination of things. But what I think would probably be the leading thing is podcasts, right? So going to podcasts where the audience is already looking for what you have. So I learned as well from a mentor is like, you don't have to go out and try to convince people about your product. It's just make yourself more findable to the people that's looking for what you already offer. So there's certain podcasts that you can go on and promote your product. Or you can do what is called influencer marketing, right? So if there's other pages and other influencers that already have an audience that may be interested in your product, we've done that. So those have been the top two things that has helped grow the brand. and then just being consistent, bro. Just posting.
How many times do you post a day on social media?
I post 3 to 5 times a day.
3 to 5 times, and that's on page posts. That's not even include stories, right?
Oh, that's not even include stories. Yeah, I don't even have a count with the stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys see, like, to really have a brand like Mogul and like Ramel, you have to be consistent. Like, you didn't just wake up in the morning and just got 500,000 followers across all your platforms. You actually did this every single day and grew. Did you even how many years did it take you to get to where you're at with your brand online?
So I actually started my brand online in 2018.
Okay.
And I had no strategy, bro. That's why, like, being in a membership with you and like other mentorships that I've joined, I've learned strategy now to apply. Like back then, I was just posting. I didn't know. I was just posting, no call to action, no funnel. I was just posting it, like. But now I add the strategy behind it with being consistent. But since 2018, I say I've been online actually promoting this Mogul lifestyle brand.
Wow, man. Well, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. So Mogul, man. So I know. What question? What do you want to share with these people before we head out of here today, man? What are some motivational tips you want to give to them?
Yeah, man. All I can say is, man, commit now, figure out the rest later. You know, we all want to have it figured out. We want to have a full game plan. Like, it's never good. You're never going to have a full game plan, right? When you make your first 6 figures, you make that. But when I made my first 7 figures, it was different from what it took me to make 6 figures, right? And then 8 figures is different, you know? So just commit now, figure out the rest later. And the most powerful thing in the world, bro, is a made up mind. That's it. Like, once you make up your mind and say, this is what I'm going to do, I don't care what's going to happen, how long it's going to take. I'm willing to do the work as long as it's going to take for me to be able to now have the work for me. And that's what I would do. You know, that's what, like, it's
what would you tell anybody who's thinking about joining Membership EDU and working with me?
Oh, do it. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Like, it's something that you need to do. And there's no secret on why you see a bunch of 7- and 8-figure earners inside this community, right? There's no secret. And then success leads Skool. So when you see what you have done online for years, it makes no sense not to follow it. Another mentor of mine told me this. He said, it's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. Exactly. And I definitely encourage anybody that's watching this right now, definitely tap in with you in your membership. It's definitely a game changer.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Ramel, it was wonderful having you on here, brother. Have a blessed day, okay?
Thank you, bro.